I first saw armored combat in a demonstration at Scottfest in Tulsa, and I knew immediately I absolutely had to try it. While they do demonstrations like the one I first saw, armored combat is actually a championship sport.
This is competitive, full contact. We submit through pain or by putting our opponent down on the ground.
Real fighting and real armor with real weapons. They're blunted, but they're still real, and they still leave nasty bruises even with the armor on.
Men and women from 3 clubs in Oklahoma City and Tulsa compete for national, regional, and world titles.
It's basically medieval MMA, so there are different styles that we fight. We've got pro fights, which is your closest to MMA. You're in a ring, there's full takedowns, it's jiu-jitsu, grappling, MMA, punches, all of it. That's also done by weight classes. We then have melees, which are probably the most fun, and that's the team aspect.
Being someone raised on Lord of the Rings and medieval history, I am a kid in a candy store here, albeit a candy store full of very heavy and dangerous stuff. But enough watching. I have to try it. But first, a few pointers on what's not covered by your armor.
You have gaps here. You keep your arms in. You protect those gaps with the fins and the armor. So whenever your arm comes out, it needs to come back quickly.
It's like boxing?
Yeah.
I thought I'd ever boxed.
Yeah.
But now it's time to get suited up.
All right, sorry, we're gonna squeeze your head in. All right, so this.
Yeah, pretty good.
All right.
All right, here's your axe.
And the rules here are pretty simple. You go hit the other person for 60-second rounds or until one of you hits the dirt.
I'll yell when there's 30, and then I'll yell when there's 10, and then I'll stop the fight.
It's kind of weird at first to think about hitting someone with an axe, but after a few times, it kind of starts to feel natural. This is the real deal. It may look and feel like what you see in the movies, but there's no choreography, no second takes, and no pulling punches. Just you, your combatant, and several hundred pounds of steel. After a couple rounds, they tell me I'm ready for the melee, which is a group fight, 3-on-3, and it is beautiful, chaotic carnage. And honestly, as a first-timer, I didn't really know what was going on. I was just happy to be there. It seems simple on paper, until you're in the middle of a 6-person dog pile, and you can't tell who's on your side until they're swinging a weapon at you. I managed to keep my feet until I'm finally cornered and thrown to the ground, which is not the ending I was hoping for, but it leaves me wanting to try it again.
What's your impression of what we do?
This is incredible.
Yeah?
There's nothing like this.
I loved it so much, I joined one of the clubs and then signed up for something called a Rookie Rumble a few weeks later in Oklahoma City.
It's an opportunity for our newer fighters to get a chance to put armor on, make contact with other fighters in a relatively casual format.
The people at the Oklahoma City Club are just as fun and welcoming as the Tulsa groups. And not just to me, but also to the spectators who came by to check it out.
I'm a big nerd. I've been, ever since I could walk, I was swinging sticks at trees. I was fighting dragons in my yard. I used to build wood swords and shields. So it's been kind of in my blood. And so now I grow up and I have some adult money. So we're gonna try it and hurt myself.
And even if you don't want to step into the list yourself, Blake says you should still come and enjoy armored combat as a spectator.
Come watch it because the people are cool. How often do you get to see real armor, real swords? I mean blunted, of course, but you don't get that. It's like watching the movies and actually living out the movies.
Living out my childhood fantasies in northwest Oklahoma City, I'm Augustus Cook for Discover Oklahoma.
Here's how to find out more about this great Oklahoma destination. As always, TravelOK.com is your best one-stop shop for information about all Oklahoma has to offer. Please press like and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications.